Clarets TV speaking to Chelmsford manager Robbie Simpson after defeat at Dulwich tonight. Robbie, where do we start with that one? 3 sendings off, got a good game of football in it as well.
Yeah, start with the football, I think. We started the first 5 minutes quite brightly. I think it was clear that there were gaps for us, and I think the players sensed that. But then I think they sensed it too much, because after the first 5 minutes we rushed it and we tried to exploit those gaps without actually having control of the football, and it turned into a game exactly what I didn't want and exactly what we spoke about before the game. It became an end-to-end game, which plays into Dulwich's hands with their sharpness and speed on the counter-attack. It really does play into their hands, and their goals come from that. Really, we've given it away cheaply on the halfway line, and they've countered, crossed it, and Ovie's probably made one of his first half mistakes of the season, and the ball's fallen to them, and it was a really well taken goal on the rebound by their lad with real conviction. And then I thought the latter part of the first half was how I wanted to see the game. I wanted us to see lots of possession, in control of the football, working opportunities, taking real care to keep possession, which I didn't think was hard on the day. I think if we just kept it simple and kept it moving, 1 and 2 touch, pass and move, we could open them up, and I think we did that on a couple of occasions, and I felt like we should have scored in that first half. There were a couple of times where, very similar to their goal, a loose ball dropping, and we didn't have that hunger, I guess you call it, desire or conviction or aggression to make sure that ball was yours and have a real good contact on the ball and stick it home. And so we were disappointed to go in 1-0 down at half time. Having said that, the game for half an hour of that first half wasn't the way I wanted it. For 15 minutes of it, the first 5 and the last 10, it was how I wanted it. And the second half, it kind of carried on a bit. They were re-energised a bit at half-time, but it soon fell into a pattern of us having possession and control of the game, and I felt like it was only a matter of time before we scored. And then obviously the incident on the halfway line, which for me is easily preventable if the ref just blows his whistle loud and hard when he sees the foul. I mean, he's ended up giving the foul after however many minutes of that melee. He's ended up giving the foul to us on the halfway line, but he never actually blew his whistle once to give it to us. If he'd have just blown his whistle when he saw the foul, none of that happens. Like, the guy who's got Edwino in a headlock has to let go because the play stops. He's kept him in a headlock for ages. Edwino's tried to get him off, and then obviously all hell broke loose, really, probably because it was right in front of the dugouts. And we reacted instinctively to what they did to us, really. I don't think any of our lads provoked any of theirs. I think it was definitely the other way round, and we reacted. And it's a catch-22, really, because I want the team to show togetherness and fight and not be bullied, but at the same time I want us to make decisions that don't affect the team and the result. So it's a fine line between the two, and obviously following the sendings off, I mean, the reason why I got sent off is failing to control my bench, but it's really hard to control my bench when one of their players comes into our dugout and punches one of our subs. It's pretty hard to control your bench when that happens. But I personally didn't get involved because I knew that potentially there was going to be sending offs, and I knew tactically I wanted to be on that bench to make decisions, and unfortunately I got sent off for failing to control my bench. I don't know whether that's actually a sending off offence or not, but like I say, the whole thing could have been prevented if the referee just blew his whistle when he saw the foul, and he saw it because he ended up giving the foul to us in the end. So he's failed to control the game, and that's his job. So yeah, and then after that, the temperature's still hot. the game's carried on eventually, and unfortunately Edwino is still hot in his head, and he's made a terrible decision, and he knows that, and he has to learn from that. And everybody who saw Edwino do that while the temperature's still hot, it has to learn from it, because his bad decision has affected the team in a negative way. And we failed to clear our lines and concede. We're down to 9 men after that, and yeah, they're probably sitting in protecting a 2-goal lead, but I thought we were outstanding with 9 men. You know, we had the majority of the possession, scored a very good goal, but it wasn't meant to be. I thought, like I say, bar that half an hour in the first half, I thought our play was good. Not outstanding, but good. But our decision making in certain areas, even with good possession of the football, and then obviously in the melees, was probably poor decision making, but understandable.
And probably we were frustrated, the players as well on the pitch were missing a few chances, and then the referee was not grabbing hold of the time wasting of Dulwich, and that probably added to a little bit of extra frustration on when we're trying to score, and also ahead of that incident.
Yeah, you're right. Even the first half, they were time wasting at every opportunity when they went 1-0 up. You know, we've allowed them to get 1-0 up from us not playing how we want to, and they're well within their rights to try and time waste. But again, the referee needs to control it. You know, just because it's the 20th minute doesn't mean they're not time wasting, and you can stop them doing it and take control of it. So that might have added to the frustration and our reactions to their provocation. But listen, we've got an outstanding group of men in that changing room that are really together and are really willing to fight for each other. So that's a really good sign, and I love every single one of them. And tonight we weren't at our fluid best, but I felt like footballing wise we were good enough to take something from the game. But like I say, we have to have more conviction in front of goal. We know that. We're working on it. The lads are working on it. But sooner or later we have to see it. We have to see it in action. You can't carry on working on it, carry on speaking about it without seeing it. You have to see it, and you have to speed up that momentum turning in your favour.
And we've got a game, another difficult away game at St Albans next Saturday. Good to get a training session in on Thursday and to sort of calm everything down after today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't wait till Thursday just to get the lads back together, because they'll be hurting tonight. They're gutted. I'm gutted for them. They probably feel like it's a missed opportunity tonight because the game's in hand and whatnot, but we need to forget that. We just need to focus on us and getting better, because we've got a way to go. Like, when we want to control football matches possession wise, we've got better since the start of the season, that's for sure, but we've still got some way to go to where we want to be as a team, and obviously we want to score more goals. I think if you look at the league table and look at the amount of goals we've scored, and we have to score more, and we're creating the chances to, absolutely, and we're speaking about it, and the players are working hard on it, but we sooner or later we have to start seeing it come to fruition.
Okay, unlucky tonight, Simo, and we'll see you again on Saturday.
Cheers, Ben. Thank you.